So here I talk about some hardcore foundation concrete issues that is spreading not just from curbs and foundations into other foundations, but sidewalks, anything that is cement down to asphalt. Let me point out this to you. This phenomenon right here that people will be seeing, and they're just going to be thinking it's rust. Look at it good. Look at it well. Maybe you're thinking that it's crystallizing rust that's coming off. You might start to notice lots of barking in the background. You might start to notice this peculiar coloration. Might even be able to come up to it and realize it's two different textures. You might decide to get in closer on these and see if there's any filing down, like if that's a level of filing down difference that's happening to expose holes, because this is a very fine sediment on the outside and there are lots of pockets behind it. That's a common thing, that's normal things. But should there be this many pockets, you watch and you watch how it changes. See around these drain holes how it's becoming all chipped, and that is a change in it that's happening. You look at the coloration around the hole and you'll realize it's not necessarily the same coloration around everywhere else. Is there something being drained out of the life of the concrete? Most of all, you're going to notice all these vertical lines of cracking. Looks like they're, is it all the way through there? Is there a full line to follow? I'm not too sure, I can't really see on my angle here, but I think there might be. Anyways, let's count how many of those there are. See all these scratch marks like right there? Watch for those kind of scratch marks, see them there too? It's almost like somebody's come with a sharp knife or sharp claws or something and just swiped at it. So just remember those. But anyways, we're mostly looking at the big cracks. Here's a big one right there. Look at all that weird scuffing right there, guys. Like something totally fell up against the wall. There's a really good one. Here's another really good one. Look at that. It's not even really fully joined and stuff. Look at the life of how the trailing concrete around it actually looks. You know, even these, how they've been scored up and filed down to some extent. Here's another one. There's another vertical line, that crack that's been brought right inside the channel there, like a keyway. And that's nothing. That's kind of just a character look. This wall was all poured at the same time. That's not a cold joint or anything. I've explained cold joints. If you're not sure what it is, you can always ask me. So you can see that weird rusting going on there. I want to talk more about that. So here I noticed while I was sitting in my vehicle, a bunch of these, see those scuffs going along? Still over there, still over there, still through there. So that's one of the things they do, is they do lots of patterns. And here's another one. Look at that. They may have not even bothered putting one back in here yet. Oh, there's one right there. And that's all just around Walmart. And I could talk about other things, but I'm going to really just hammer you guys on this one a little bit. Now what we get to see that's going on here is something that I heard, I believe she's a scientist, just on TV here. I mean on the radio. I think it was on CBC radio I heard her. She was talking about that she's discovered a mural that is pre-human made, I believe she said, and some colors there and stuff for you. And she also says that Oops, she fell off. She also says that, let me just get into this. So it's pre-human. Somebody before humans, a different kind of a biped or whatever you want to call it, she says made this big mural. And I think she described it being on a big rock. Big mural face rock thing with red paint. And she talks about, you ever come across those? I've been talking about them for a while now, where you see them happening in, I'm also going to point out that same phenomenon down here in the asphalt. That is placed here on the asphalt like that was placed there. More of it placed here. See that blue paint there? That might be legitimate blue paint from somewhere around here, but maybe that came from somebody spraying it around here to do also other kinds of color and just weird colorations. See all that? This is a nice kind of fresh looking one right there. And you'll start to see them everywhere. Along with all the harshly, like right here, you're going to start to see this asphalt right on this corner right here starting to chip away a lot. Crack and stuff. I'm noticing that. Those trees throughout the center on there, they've all, along with like this one, they've all become peeled bark trees. But the guys can't necessarily take care of everything really in tune, so they change up some of their patterns. And I think that section of trees in there, and maybe even in here, they were the same trees, but they might not be peeled. Just from my eyesight right here, it's looking like they're not peeled bark, but they were the same trees. They were with this tree too. And look at the major growing of this one compared to those ones. Was this originally the same size or not? I don't know that. But this is the spooky world we're talking about that's going on, guys, and try to join in on the conversation. All these kind of different marks and stuff, start to realize that people aren't just coming up and scuffing things all the time. And then they're going to bring it up onto this foundation. Like the coloration in this concrete has already been somewhat affected by them. Concrete doesn't necessarily really extract all this weirdness in color, that multicolor things. It kind of stays more like just where it would be its concrete color, whatever that would be. As it gets darker, it becomes darker. But here, you can see it's actually being cleaned. And how it's being cleaned is it's being plucked at with tiny claws, I think. Bye.